It is highly recommended in our religion to consume, to eat the pre-dawn meal. And this pre-dawn meal was recommended by the Prophet ﷺ, where he says, have a pre-dawn meal because in it there is blessings from Allah, there is barakah. And this would give you the ability to endure the fasting during the daytime, unlike someone who does not eat the pre-dawn meal. And the minimum requirement for a pre-dawn meal is to drink water. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, the suhoor is barakah, the pre-dawn meal is barakah, and you should not omit it, even if one of you only has water, for Allah Azza wa Jal and His angels pray and send the blessings upon those who eat the suhoor. And so many people reject this sunnah, saying that I don't feel like eating, it's best for my diet, it's this, it's that, and all of this is bogus. You want to follow the sunnah? Wake up like 10, 15, half an hour before the break of dawn and eat your pre-dawn meal and drink water and fill yourself up so that you would fast with ease. Among the things that are recommended and preferred is to delay the suhoor. So yes, to have the pre-dawn meal, not to have it at 9 o'clock like you eat your normal supper. Rather, it is to delay it to the best of your ability. Zayd ibn Thabit, may Allah be pleased with him, said, we ate the suhoor or the pre-dawn meal with the Prophet ﷺ, then we prayed Fajr. He was asked, what's the period between them? He said it would take about 50 verses to be recited. So imagine 50 verses from the time of finishing your pre-dawn meal till the prayer is called for, not the adhan, the iqamah. So this means that it was just before the adhan, the amount or the period of 50 verses to be recited. It is recommended to use the miswak while being fasting. Unlike so many people say that, no, this is wrong in using the siwak or the miswak or the brushing your teeth while fasting. The Prophet said this, alayhi salatu wasalam. Had it not been for the fear that I would burden my ummah, I would have ordered them to use the siwak for every time they make wudu or they pray. Different two versions of the hadith. Likewise, it is sunnah during the month of Ramadan, and it's highly recommended to perform umrah, because the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, a umrah in Ramadan is equivalent to Hajj. So that is a great and huge reward that many people may not pay attention to. Among the things that are highly recommended during the month of Ramadan is when you break your fast after sunset, that you do that immediately and as soon as you can. It is part of the sunnah to hasten to break your fast and not to wait until the mu'adhin finishes his adhan like some people do. Others wait until the mu'adhin says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. So when he starts saying, Allahu Akbar, and repeats that, they don't break their fast. Once he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, they consume their dates and the likes, and this is wrong. The sunnah is to hasten in breaking your fast, because the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, the people will continue to be fine. The Muslims will continue to be fine as long as they hasten to break their fast. And what is the sunnah of breaking your fast? What do you break your fast on? Well, the Prophet used to break his fast with ripe dates, fresh dates. And if there was no fresh dates, he used to break his fast with dry dates. And if there were no dry dates, then he would sip water as per the hadith. It is also highly recommended to supplicate. Ramadan is a month of ibadah, of worshiping Allah. So supplication is in the core of our ibadah, as mentioned in the Quran between the verses of fasting. If you notice that in chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, when Allah speaks about fasting, He inserts one ayah talking about dua. And when the people ask you about me, say that I am near and I hear the supplication of those making dua. So it is highly recommended to make dua, because the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, there are three whose supplication will not be rejected. One of them is the fasting person until he breaks his fast. So engaged in doing this as much as you can. In addition to doing many good deeds, such as reading the Quran, night prayer, especially in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, which includes Taraweeh and Tahajjud, giving charity, helping people who are fasting to break their fasts by offering the fatur and the likes. Ibn Abbas says that the Prophet ﷺ was the most generous of people in giving, and he was at his most generous during the month of Ramadan when Jibreel met with him. Jibreel would meet with him every night in Ramadan and review the Quran with him. And when Jibreel met with him, the Prophet ﷺ was more generous than the blowing wind. So this is a time where we should give in charity. We should dedicate this blessed time, especially the nights of Ramadan, especially last 10 nights of Ramadan, to night prayer and tahajjud